In this video, I'm gonna teach you 5 beginner DNA yo-yo tricks. After I created the DNA trend, it's become the most famous yo-yo trick in the world. The classic beginner tricks like walk the dog and rock the baby are old school now.
But the problem is, the DNA is a lot more difficult than those old school tricks, and if you want to start yo-yoing and learn the DNA, it might feel a bit out of reach.
So I've created a set of beginner tricks that all have the DNA formation and will help give you the skills to progress to the full DNA trick. And by the end of it, you'll be able to do the DNA. Before we get started, it's important to have a yo-yo that's designed for the DNA. The arrow from my signature line is the yo-yo I'll be using to teach all the tricks in this video. It has these funnel caps along with metal finger spin cups specifically for DNA tricks. It's available on my website, gentrystein.com, but if you don't have an arrow, you can still learn some of these tricks. I just highly suggest getting one if you want to learn the DNA.
Trick number 1 is the Helix. Mastering this trick will teach you the angled throwing technique that's used in the DNA.
As long as you know how to throw the yo-yo for a normal sleeper, you have what it takes to learn this one. A good sleeper will spin fast and straight, but for the Helix, you actually want to throw the yo-yo down at an angle. We want to aim for about a 45-degree angle. This will give you enough power to actually form the Helix.
Wait a couple seconds for the yo-yo to turn over, and
if your throw is powerful enough, the Helix will form as the yo-yo spins sideways. After a couple seconds, tug up and catch, and that's the Helix, baby.
There's 3 common problems you may come across with this trick. If you don't throw the yo-yo down at enough of an angle, it'll take too long to turn over and slow down the spin too much to do the trick. If you throw it at too much of an angle right away, you won't be able to get a fast enough spin. If you notice the yo-yo feels out of control and swings around like this when you throw, that means you're throwing the yo-yo too far away from you. Focus on throwing the yo-yo straight down while still at an angle, and this will help keep the yo-yo right in front of you and under control. If the Helix isn't forming properly and just looks like this, try throwing the yo-yo harder. A faster spin is what creates that Helix formation. And if your yo-yo doesn't come all the way back to your hand after a 2-second Helix, that's also a sign to throw the yo-yo harder.
When practicing your Helix, you'll notice the string gets tighter or looser, and even after just a couple throws, it can get super twisted up like this. This is called string tension, and normally the way to fix it is to take the string off your finger, let it dangle, run your hand down the string like this, and it'll fix itself, but this can take a long time. As the string twists around the yo-yo, it's gonna tighten or loosen depending on which hand you throw it with. But with the Helix, you can actually just tilt the yo-yo the opposite way, throw it away from you. This will undo the string tension, and as you can see, the string is back to normal. You can use this trick to fix your string tension anytime. Once you've mastered the Helix, you're ready for the second trick, the UFO. To get closer to the DNA, we have to get used to using our other hand. Eventually for the DNA, we're gonna be spinning the yo-yo on this other hand, but for now, we just wanna use it to control the string. The UFO starts with that same 45-degree angle throw as the Helix.
But before letting the yo-yo tilt completely sideways, push the pointer finger on your opposite hand against the string from the same side you're throwing the yo-yo. You want to find the middle of the string to push your finger against to get the best UFO. Slowly pull the hand your string's attached to down and back. This will bring the yo-yo up closer to your pointer finger for a better UFO. And just like the Helix, you can throw the yo-yo with the opposite tilt to fix your string tension.
After a few seconds, quickly pull your finger away from the string and the yo-yo will jump back to your hand. Just like with the Helix, if you don't throw the yo-yo hard enough, the UFO is not going to look right and there's not going to be enough power for it to get back to your hand. Really, the only difference between the UFO and the Helix is the UFO uses your opposite hand.
Now you're ready for the third trick, the Sidewinder.
One of the most important parts of hitting the DNA is lining up that top hand with the yo-yo.
The Sidewinder will help you practice this.
We're going to start by throwing a regular sleeper, but instead of just tugging the yo-yo back up and catching, what we want to do is quickly move our hand down and out to the side of the yo-yo immediately after we tug up. Do this by karate chopping your hand down and out and stopping when it's in line with the yo-yo. You have to karate chop your hand to where it's even with the yo-yo right away or the trick won't work. If you karate chop your hand too far down where it's past the yo-yo, it's just going to jump back down to your hand. And the same thing will happen if you pull the yo-yo up too hard and high. You want to pull the yo-yo up to your chest height, which will make it natural to line up your hand with it. The Sidewinder is all about timing, and to do it correctly, you have to line up your hand and the yo-yo at the same time. This one can be a bit frustrating, but with practice, you'll start hitting it perfect. Just like the previous 2 tricks, the Sidewinder will mess up your string tension, so to fix it, we just want to karate chop to the opposite side of the yo-yo, and this will undo the tension. You'll notice this way I'm karate chopping across the body. This can feel a bit awkward at first. It's a little bit more difficult, but with practice, you'll be able to get this one too. And a quick note, doing the Sidewinder to the right side of the yo-yo will always tighten the string, and to the left side will always loosen it no matter which hand you throw with. Only one more trick until you're ready for the DNA. The 4th trick is the tornado. We've already mastered the first 3 skills for the DNA. First, the tilted throw and the Helix, then getting our other hand involved in the UFO, and last, getting used to lining up our hand with the yo-yo in the Sidewinder. Sidewinder. So before we practice the finger spin for the DNA, let's put all these skills together in the tornado. The tornado starts exactly the same way as the UFO by throwing the yo-yo down at an angle and pushing our finger into the string halfway up. But this time, as the yo-yo's tilting over,
we want to quickly raise our opposite finger upward, letting the string slide against it. This will raise the yo-yo up closer to your finger and also create momentum for the last step of the trick.
We want to time this so the yo-yo is just completely turning over sideways as our finger is just a couple inches away from it.
Right at that moment, pull the opposite finger away from the string and at the same time quickly bring the hand the string is attached to down below the yo-yo. A DNA formation will happen as soon as you let go of that string as the yo-yo is going up and your bottom hand's lined up with it.
Altogether, it looks like this. We're finally ready for the DNA with a responsive yo-yo. We're gonna put all these skills you just learned together and add a finger spin to it. We're gonna start just like the other tricks with that same 45-degree angle throw. This time, raise the yo-yo up so it's just in front of your belly button. Then bring that opposite pointed finger right below the yo-yo and wait for it to tilt over.
You have to be patient here and line that pointer finger up as close as you can to that finger spin cup on your arrow.
Let the yo-yo fall over onto your finger naturally. Line up your top hand with the yo-yo and you're doing the DNA, baby, let's go! The trick happens pretty fast, but remember to be patient. The key is that 45-degree angle throw is gonna allow the yo-yo to slowly tilt over, and if we have our finger ready, it's going to naturally fall over, and as long as we keep that top hand lined up, you're gonna get the DNA. We also have to remember to throw the yo-yo hard. It's gonna take a super powerful throw because in order to spin the yo-yo on your finger and balance it, the yo-yo has to be spinning fast. The biggest mistake I see people make is rushing to get the finger spin going, and they push their finger right into the yo-yo like this. It's just gonna pop back to your hand. So remember, let the yo-yo do all the work, just let it naturally fall over onto the finger and you'll be doing the DNA in no time. If you want to learn more tricks and follow my journey of starting the next worldwide yo-yo boom, hit the subscribe button, and if you want a new yo-yo or some yo-yo accessories, I got you covered on my website, gentrystein.com. Have fun, play hard, and check out some more of my videos right here.